accidentally bought a cursed RTX 5090 from a witch on Facebook Marketplace. Well, I might be tiny now, but that won't stop me from delivering tech news. Tech news forever!
Anthropic just announced Claude Mythos, a new AI model that's so good at finding and exploiting cybersecurity vulnerabilities that CEO Dario Amodei said it was too dangerous to be released publicly. But instead of deleting the dangerous model, Dario did the totally normal, not weird thing of launching a defense consortium called Project Glasswing. The purpose of the project, in addition to making Dario feel like he's in the Justice League, is giving tech giants access to Mythos to scan and fix their own systems before models with similar capabilities inevitably reach bad actors. Along with the model, Anthropic released a 244-page system card, the contents of which are somewhat concerning. In it, Anthropic reports that Mythos poses serious alignment-related risks, referencing a situation during testing when researchers gave Mythos a secured sandbox computer isolated from the general web and told it to try to escape. The model developed a multi-step exploit to gain broad internet access and then emailed the researcher to confirm it completed the task. Then, without anyone asking it to, it posted details about its exploit to multiple public-facing websites.
Brag much?
Anthropic's Red Team confirmed that Mythos has shown proficiency in finding and exploiting 0 days across every major platform. And the security community is taking it seriously. In just the last couple of days, Mythos found a 27-year-old critical bug in OpenBSD and a 16-year-old flaw in FFmpeg. So maybe the nerd Justice League that Amodei just assembled is a good idea? Qualcomm's Snapdragon X2 Elite Extreme, say that 5 times fast, has officially landed in the Asus ZenBook A16, and it's a literal heavyweight, except for the actual weight. They're light, they're thin and light. At just 2.65 pounds and housing an 18-core ARM chip, it floats like a Qualcomm and stings like a dragon. Asus claims it's the fastest Snapdragon laptop yet, and the early review benchmarks seem to agree. In Geekbench Multicore, it didn't just edge out Apple's M4 Pro, it blasted past the base M5 and left Intel and AMD's competitors in the dust. The top position, however, is still held by Apple's brand new M5 Pro. The ZenBook also held its own against AMD in Cinebench. The laptop itself is also quite impressive, with a 16-inch 120Hz OLED and 48 gigabytes of on-package RAM in a chassis lighter than most 14-inchers for $1,700. There is a catch though, battery life. Tom's Hardware clocked it at 10.5 hours, 5 hours behind the M5 MacBook Air, which is a bit ironic because this chip series, this whole brand is supposed to be efficiency. It's so efficient, it efficiently gets you to 0% faster than the competition. John Deere is settling a right to repair class action lawsuit for $99 million. The suit was filed in 2022 by farmers who accused Deere of locking them out of their own equipment, withholding diagnostic software, and conspiring with authorized dealers to funnel all repairs through Deere's network at inflated prices. You know, the typical stuff. Under the proposed settlement, that $99 million goes into a fund for anyone who paid Deere or its dealers, you might say, for agricultural equipment repairs going back to January 2018. But here's the super cool part. John Deere also has to provide digital repair tools to farmers and independent repair shops for the next 10 years. That's what they wanted. The settlement still needs a judge's approval, though, and Deere is refusing to admit to wrongdoing. Oh, I'll give you $100 million, but not because I did anything wrong, huh? I just feel like it, okay?
That's the best impression of John Deere I've ever seen.
That's John Deere to a T. While the plaintiffs didn't get all of the payout they were hoping for, John Deere is still under fire for their slimy practices. The FTC filed its own lawsuit against John Deere in 2025 that's still active, and 16 states have right to repair bills working through their legislatures right now. So, it might be a thin harvest this year for old Johnny Deere. But not for our sponsor, Red Tiger. In the words of the Red Woman from Game of Thrones, the night is dark and full of terrors, which is exactly why you need a dash cam that actually works at night. Red Tiger's 3-channel camera setup gives you front, rear, and cabin coverage, and the cabin view has full color night vision, so you're not squinting at grainy black and white footage when something happens at 2 a.m. Potentially a supernatural thing. Nobody knows what it was, but it happened. There's a built-in touchscreen that lets you switch between camera views and change your settings on the fly. It transfers footage it up to 30 megabytes per second with Wi-Fi 6, and Night Guard technology monitors your car while it's parked. It's basically your own personal night's watch, except this one doesn't abandon its post to go off gallivanting with wildlings. Capture the road in refined detail, even at night. Check the link in the description for 30% off.
These quick bits are short and quick, just like me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I small again?
Apple's foldable iPhone just got its first dummy unit leak, courtesy of reliable leaker Sonny Dixon. Thankfully, unreliable leaker Cloudy Richardson was on holiday. The iPhone Fold is looking like a wide passport style unit with a 7.8 inch inner display and a rumored $2,000 price tag. That'll probably go up though. Unfortunately, the dummy lacks the familiar MagSafe circle found on the iPhone 18 Pro. Apparently, the $600 iPhone 17e gets wireless charging, but the 2001 folds instead. It's okay. No, you don't have to cry. It's all right. Intel has signed on to Elon Musk's $25 billion Terafab project in Austin, which aims to churn out a terawatt of AI compute per year to power Tesla robots, self-driving cars, and AI data centers in space. Things I think as a society we all desperately need right now. Intel CEO Lip Bu-Tan called it a step change in semiconductor manufacturing, and it might be. On the other hand, the photo of these two nerds shaking hands looks less like a partnership and more like a legally binding ritual to summon an AI girlfriend from the astral plane.
I love you, Elon.
Apple Silicon-based Macs will officially support AMD and NVIDIA external GPUs for the first time thanks to Apple officially approving drivers from AI startup TinyCore. There's a big catch though, and that these drivers are strictly for AI compute, not gaming. If you're looking for those sweet, sweet frames, look harder. Don't you see them? There's just thousands of them sitting perfectly still. Try harder, I promise they're there. On April 1st, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed SB 1580 into law, banning AI companies from advertising or representing their chatbots as qualified mental health professionals. If they do, then they can be sued for civil damages of $5,000 per violation. The Tennessee Senate is also debating Bill SB 1493, which would make it a Class A felony to knowingly train AI to form emotional bonds or simulate a human being. If it passes, then AI companies found in violation of the law could be liable for $150,000 per violation, and leadership of the company could be sentenced to 25 years in state prison. Fingers crossed. And actress Milla Jovovich just co-released an open source AI memory tool called MemPalace, aiming to help AI remember info over long conversations. The project's GitHub repo claims a world first 96.6% score on the long mem eval benchmark, which seems to be big if true. See, after Milla's co-developer, who is not a famous actress, claimed that this thing had a 100% score, community notes appeared so fast the post is now 50% asterisk. Some users even think that this duo hired a mystery developer to do the actual work. They didn't even vibe code it themselves, like they claimed they did. I'm just struggling to tell if this is like a celebrity promotion or method acting for Resident Evil GitHub edition. The confusion might be understandable though. A pull request means something very different in Hollywood.
Hopefully I don't stay this size.
Whoa, wow, seems like the curse was lifted. I guess that means I should not go back to those sketchy witches if I want to buy more graphics cards. Unlike you, who should definitely come back here Friday for some more tech news though.